Everything you're certain about might be the one thing keeping you stuck. It doesn't feel like a cage. It feels like wisdom, like experience. But certainty is the quietest prison there is. Let me tell you a story. In ancient Japan, a university professor traveled for days to reach a Zen master's monastery. He'd studied for decades, earned degrees, written books, given lectures. He arrived at the master's small wooden home and was invited inside. The master was an old man, quiet, with hands weathered from years of work. He welcomed the professor warmly and began preparing tea. Before the water had even finished boiling, the professor began talking. He spoke about his theories on Zen, his interpretations of the ancient texts, his conclusions about enlightenment. He barely stopped to breathe. The master listened in silence, moving slowly through the tea ceremony. He picked up the iron pot and began to pour. The tea filled the cup. It reached the brim. And then the master kept pouring. The water spilled over the edge, onto the wooden table, onto the tatami mat, onto the floor. "Master, stop!" the professor shouted. "Can't you see? The cup is full. Nothing more will go in." The master set the pot down gently. He looked at the professor for the first time. "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions. How can I show you anything unless you first empty your cup?" The professor opened his mouth to respond, then closed it. For the first time in 20 years, he had nothing to say. He stayed at the monastery for 3 months. He didn't attend lectures, he didn't study texts, he didn't debate philosophy. He swept the temple floors at dawn. He carried water from the well. He sat in silence facing a wall. The first week, his mind screamed. It recited everything it knew. The second week, it grew quieter. By the third month, the old certainties that once felt like pillars began to feel like walls. And slowly, so slowly, the cup began to empty. When he finally prepared to leave, a younger monk asked him, "Sensei, what did you learn here?" The professor paused at the gate. "I learned that a full cup cannot receive, and I had been carrying mine for 20 years without once setting it down." Here's what nobody tells you. Your mind is that cup. Right now, it is full of things you decided were true years ago, full of beliefs you inherited, not chose, full of conclusions you reached once and never questioned again. And because the cup is full, nothing new can enter, not a different perspective, not a better way, not even the truth. The cup isn't protecting you, it's sealing you in. You are that professor. Maybe you already know everything about your work, and that's exactly why you haven't grown. Maybe you understand relationships, and that's exactly why the same patterns repeat. Maybe you've figured out who you are, and that's exactly why you feel stuck. It's not that you're wrong, it's that you stopped being willing to be wrong. Ask yourself this: what is one thing you are absolutely certain about? Now ask, what if you're wrong? Type "empty the cup" in the comments if this landed. I'll see you in the next.